What's up YouTube, it's DishDRC back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing the Redcat Valkyrie MT4S. This is my latest pickup in my quest to get as many 4S monster trucks and 3S monster trucks and just general 10th scale monster trucks as I possibly can. It is currently dumping buckets outside right now here in Houston. Let's get this thing unboxed. So we have a 3670 kV motor, same size as the Traxxas 540 XL. We have a 120 amp speed control, which looks to be Hobbywing Max 10, if I am correct. And I have a Max 10 programming card right over here, so I can program the ESCs now. I also have a Surface Hobby programming card, so I can program them. I'm excited. And we have a Hexfly 35 kilogram 7.4 volt capable metal servo. Also, if you run it on 8.4 volts, it'll go up to 42 kilograms of torque, which is quite gnarly. I don't have another servo that's that torquey. All metal gears, digital operating voltage 5 to 8.4 volts. It is the monster truck style body, and it has full hex hardware. I'm so excited I gotta unbox it. Just a real quick side look. What's included? We have our sticker sheet. We need transmitter batteries, battery, 4S, and LiPo charger, which I have all of that stuff. Maybe not the 4S that'll be the best for it, but I have one. More side view pictures, nothing on the bottom. And just general safety guidelines, all that kind of fun stuff. Top coming off the box. And we have the lovely MT4S right here. In this box is just the transmitter, it looks like. That is indeed the case. There's nothing else in there. Is it your standard Redcat transmitter? Ah, no, it's slightly different. By standard, I mean this style. Let me grab it really quick. They use FlySky for their radios and transmitters. Or, that's the same thing. Radios and receivers. This is the new one. This is the one I'm using on that WL Toys 10 scale buggy. Which, this one is the new style. It has similar features. Steering trim is now a button instead of a dial. Same thing with throttle trim and steering endpoint adjustment. Oh, it has endpoint adjustment. That's nice. We have our... Put that away for now. We have our reverses, throttle and steering reverses up here, our bind button and power. LED button right here. Channel 4 switch right where your thumb goes. And then channel 3 on the middle of the transmitter. Interesting. Is there a manual in here? There is. Okay, time to the truck. That new RC car smell is radiating through the room by now. Wish y'all could smell it with me. Ooh, that's a beefy truck. Metal chassis. There's the manual. Different orientation for the truck. General overview and required things. Actually, this is a quick start guide, not a manual. The link to the full manual is right here on the QR code. Let's get you out of the bag. No tools. Oh, here we go. A gearing chart. That's always super handy. No, that's programming. Ooh, even better. The WP Max 10. Ah, yep. Fully right there. Max 10, right there. Hobbywing. And then we have our programming modes right here. Sorry, troubleshooting over here. This is where the programming is listed. Here, the different programming you can do adjusting to. Same thing with right over here. These are more specifications. Generally more about the ESC. All right. I'll keep this around because this is going to be useful for more than just this truck. Our nice Valkyrie themed sticker sheet. If I can get it out of the package. There we go. It looks... Okay, all the stickers are pre-cut. You just have to peel them off and put them on. That is nice. I'm trying to see if there's a glare. The camera's above my field of view, so I cannot see if there's a glare. Just hopefully y'all can see it. And finally, let's just see what details are in the quick start guide. I wish they included a full manual, but oh well. I did get an email that said, keep this email, you're going to need it for future reference, and it included a whole bunch of links. Alright, just general... It's a quick start guide. That's exactly what it is. That's nothing else. Okay. It is precisely 4 pages long, and that includes the covers. That is a... There's not even a staple and it told more pages. They printed that all at once, and then they were done. Actually, I'm going to keep the sticker sheet out because I'm going to decorate the truck. Got that lovely peeling off ASMR. Let's see if we can get a good sound from it. All right. Ooh, interesting. So the body pins are supported, but they are not tethered. Looks like I need to get myself some red tethers. I'm gonna make a note of that. Actually, I've said it in the video. I need to get red tethers. I'll remind myself when I'm editing it. Let's get the body off. Just check it out. Actually, tires. Ooh, nice and supple. Let's see. Good traction as well. They feel really grippy. Ooh, that sidewall's got some good give to it, but it also should up cushion the ride a bit. They are kind of on the small side. Is that a 17mm hex? It is indeed. And kind of on the small side. I'm going to compare it to the other forest trucks here in a second, actually. I'll do that at the end of the video. I'll do that towards the end of the video. Pardon me while I put the transmitter away. Here we go. Man, those really need to either be bent up slightly or have pull tabs. But it is nice that they're going sideways. So that way when you roll the truck over, it doesn't just like pull the pins out. That is very smart. I like that one. I like it when manufacturers do that with their body pins. Also has this nice roll bar connected to the inside and outside of the chassis. This whole bed is supported on the part where it would be where it needs to be protected most. That's super handy. Kind of wish you would see some extra body supports going like around in this area, but you know, overall still pretty good. Ooh, wow, nice. Actually pretty low center of gravity for where the battery is going to sit. It's sunken down in there really well. A adjustable battery tray right here, a little screw. You could take out and put it in different positions. Very nice. Let's see. Let's check the differentials real quick. Oh, those feel well damped. Very smooth, no binding at all. Freely rotating back and forth. Let's see. I don't know that there's a center diff. Because I think that's just rotating the motor. But the motor does have a very big heat sink and fan on it, which is nice. Hobbywing motor, Hobbywing controller right there. It might be a Hobbywing motor as well, probably is. Just easier to package things when they're together. On-off button. Servo is right here, directly under the ESC. Same thing with the receiver. So that's nice. Let's see, sway bars? No sway bars. Thank you, Redcat. Okay, we have plastic body, plastic cap, not aluminum, just plastic shocks, but they are fully adjustable. Wheelie bar. Wheelie bar is one position only, it looks like. There are no lights for this thing. Doesn't appear. Wonder what channel 3 and 4 are for then. It's a pretty basic truck. Oh, and the reason I bought this truck now when I did, Redcat, the sale ends tomorrow for me, which is going to be 5 days ago, for you. So sorry you missed out on the sale. Anyway, this truck was $80 off the Redcat online website price, which, fun fact about Redcat, you don't have to pay tax if you buy stuff through their website, since they are operated out of Arizona. Modifier. If you're not in Arizona, which is, I'm pretty sure, Redcat's headquarters right now, you do not have to pay tax on their vehicles because they do not operate outside of Arizona. So, you get their vehicles tax-free, which is nice. Versus if you buy this thing from Amain, you would have to pay tax on your purchase because they do operate in other states outside of their home state of California. So, just something to keep in mind. Also, it means parts are going to be better to get from Redcat's website than Amain's because I'm not going to pay tax on them. I might have to pay shipping, but I think Redcat toys only have to pay shipping on items and orders less than $50, which Amain's $100, so you could save some money there if you think about it. A nice center brace going all the way across the chassis, and that center brace is connected to the chassis with this plastic piece here. It makes kind of a zigzag and then goes down and goes over the center drive shaft, which is nice to see. This thing is not a proper monster truck, unfortunately. It is just a standard kind of stadium truck style. The motor is on the same level as the differential, the rear and front differential. This makes me think that there is a center diff, this design, but I can't tell. The shocks do have slight little plastic guards on them, which is nice. The A-arms are quite short. That's not much distance for a width of the truck. It is a full plastic chassis. As you can see, my knife is very easily scratching it. Not even pushing down. The tires should have amazing grip. They are very deeply lugged. There is no shock adjustment other than the threaded bodies. They cannot be raised on the A-arms or the shock towers, but the shock towers are double captured, which is nice. Tires, where are the tires vented? Through the wheel. Alright, so after this video, I am going to go ahead and electrical tape those. I have another video on how to do this. Basically, you take the wheel and tire off, you take a little piece of electrical tape, and you stick it over the hole where the wheel is vented, and then you put the tire back on. It's really simple. That's all you have to do. And that way you can prevent dirt, sand, water, all that kind of junk getting in your tires and ruining your balance in your tires. Because these tires clearly do have a foam in them, which is a nice addition. Some vehicles, mostly from China, do not include those. And you don't want to ruin your foams, otherwise your truck is not going to work right anymore. This truck does seem to have pretty major toe in on the right side. And I do not see a way to adjust the toe in at all. If y'all know of any way, let me know. I am going to try and adjust the toe out back to central using the servo push rods. Tie rods, that's the right word. Yes. Just compare the size. Quite a stiff body. It doesn't want to just slide on. There's no like grooves that it sets into, so that's interesting. Caught on the front bumper, that's why. Not caught on the rear bumper though. Move this out of the way for now. And we can do some size comparisons. Alright, let's get the MJX, which is another one of the smaller vehicles. As you can see, the wheelbase is probably a good 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches shorter on the MJX than it is on the Valkyrie. Width-wise, Valkyrie is also wider than it is on the MJX. The MJX is like a very, very standard 10th scale size monster truck, whereas most of the other 4S vehicles that I'm going to be comparing are going to be bigger than it. So, something to keep in mind. This one should be able to pull a wheelie better, but this one might be more stable over terrain. You never know. Also kind of does with the dampening, which, speaking of, I need to do the drop tests really quick. Don't want to lose the body pins. The back rises faster, but they have pre-compression added on the threaded shocks, so that's probably why. Ooh. Very well damped from the factory. Do we have any air in the shocks? A little bit of squeaking at the very top of the range. Same thing with that one. Same thing. Okay, as far as the shocks go, this one seems to be the best one set up other than maybe the Arma so far. So that is good to see. Gotta say, Redcat has been massively stepping up their competitive RC segment, or their competitiveness in the RC segment. Let me rephrase that. Right, I'm going to put the body pins back on, and then I'm going to break out the other, actually, not yet, because I'm going to want to throw a 4S in here and do some comparison at the end of the video. Not comparison, do some checking out with the transmitter at the end of the video. Okay, so prepared. I'm going to put you out of the way. I'm going to do the Outcast next. Oops. As it is probably the vehicle most of y'all will be familiar with, or the most familiar with. The MJX down there. Okay, the vehicles are quite similar in wheelbase. I honestly thought the Outcast was going to be longer. Obviously, the Creighton's wheelbase is longer than the Outcast. We already know that. Oh yeah, those shocks are definitely the best out of the box. Which I think that's the reason for that on this vehicle is because it has longer suspension arms, and so they're able to do more work with the leverage. Okay, width-wise. I know the Outcast is way wider. I mean, it's got a whole tire's width on the Redcat. It's a big difference. And then I can also show you all the difference in tire size really quick. If I can get the center. You can see they're both 17mm hex, but those backflip tires are so much bigger than on the Redcat. Might be a fun upgrade later on. Alright. Outcast goes back on the shelf, and I will get the Team Corelli. The Outcast barely fits on the shelf. It's a bit of a struggle to get it put on. Alright, here is the Team Corelli. The Team Corelli has wider tires, that's for sure. But they're almost the same height. The Team Corelli's tires are just barely taller. Wheelbases, again, virtually identical. Not much of a difference there. Overall length, the Redcat is definitely longer. Overall width. Alright, due to the bigger tires, it looks like the Team Corelli is wider. Yeah, that's strictly it, because you can see where the inside of the tires line up. They line up on both sides. So it's the bigger tires that give this thing the extra width, which that will make it naturally a little bit more stable. This body is also wider than on the Redcat, I believe. Or maybe it's just shorter because of the wing, and the Redcat goes all over the wheelie bar. And so that makes the body look wider by comparison. So it gives the truck a wider looking stance. Because like if I'm just looking at these two, this one looks wider and not quite as long than this truck, which I did say was true, but like the difference in length just comes down to like a bumper and a wheelie bar. And the difference in width is just the tires. There's no other difference. So I'm guessing that's just the body playing tricks on how the mind views things. All right, put the Punisher back up on the shelf. And then I'm gonna get out my MJX. Not my MJX, I already had that one out. My, oh, why can't I think of the name? Maverick, that's the word, the other M company. M starting letter company. And we can do some dimensional comparison between that one. So, this is like your standard monster truck size for 3S vehicles. Most of the 4S ones, as I mentioned earlier, are a little bit bigger. So I'm going to try and scoot it all the way over. And then I'll bring the MJX back up so you can kind of have a comparison. As you can see, the wheelbase is significantly shorter on the Maverick. Oop, that was close. Almost lost a body pin. Let me put it back on the Redcat. Go farther. There we go. All right. The front wheels are all pretty close to lined up right now. There we go. And as you can see, the MJX and the Maverick, basically identical wheelbase, basically identical tires. The tires on the Redcat are a little bit bigger, and it is significantly longer. As you can see, the wheelie bars, and the front bumpers of the MJX and the Maverick are basically in the same spot, although the MJX is higher up, which I think that's because I have the suspension raised from when I was doing all the jumping. And by raised, I mean like a lot of pre-compression added. So, width comparison now. As you can tell, the Redcat is a little bit wider than the Maverick. And that's more than just the tires. The suspension arms are a little bit outside, because I have the inside of the tires lined up, and the inside of both the tires are wider than the MJX or Mavericks. All right, now I'm going to compare the width of the Maverick and the MJX really quick, just to show you that the Maverick is indeed slightly wider. Wow, I did not expect that. I mean, it's marginal at best. But I do believe that the Maverick is the slightly wider truck, and I believe it looks like I need to adjust the steering tie rod to get this thing in line. So, I mean, it's almost negligible, the width difference. So there we go, just proving that this one is standard 10 scale size, not kind of the bigger 10 scale size like most of the rest of the 4S trucks. Anyway, putting it up now. Yesterday I spent most of the day putting electrical tape over holes in the wheels so that I don't get debris in them and ruin tires. Alright, let's get the body off. Transmitter, put some AA batteries in it. Okay, there's two different ports on the bottom. There's your AA battery holder, which I'm going to just leave off. And that is, oh, I don't know. There's this port on the radio, or not port, there's this hole in the radio, which goes 2.5, 3 inches down, but there's no plug. There is nothing in there for like a rechargeable battery to be used. It's strictly just a hole. Let me get some AA batteries really quick. Energizers, because they're the best. Just see how deep it is with our Energizer battery. Oh, it's too big. Huh. You can stick an extra battery in the bottom of your transmitter like this. I don't know if that's useful to anyone, but just one? What if it two? Two, can I get two? No. Maybe. No, I don't want to get it stuck. I kind of have. Pardon me. While I get this battery out. I don't know what that's for. If y'all do, let me know in the comments below. Get the batteries put in the truck's transmitter, and we will fire this thing up. All right. It says LED. Oh, huh. Interesting. There's a little LED button on right here where your thumb would sit normally, and there is a LED on the front of the transmitter. That's unique. Never seen that before. It's not very bright, but it'd get the job done if you needed to like walk home and it's dark outside. And by walk home, I mean walk to your car, not home. It does come with an XT90 connector, and I believe I can slip in an EC5. Yeah, looks to be the case. Is that the best connection? No, but for now it'll work. It looks like this battery tray is a little bit on the small side. If I move, actually this battery fits in there widthwise perfectly. We just need to move the battery bar back. So after this, I'm going to do that and then let y'all know if this 7,000 milliamp hour Z battery fits in. So stay tuned for that. Kind of slow. Absolute, plenty of torque though. I mean, it's a vinyl table cover, but still not too bad. Let's see. Channel 3. I don't hear or see anything going on. 4. Yeah, same. Oh, whoops. I had those backwards. Channel 4 is the switch. Channel 3 is the button. Okay. Skip. That thing should move. Those tires were ballooned out quite a bit. Alright. Pausing the video, adjusting the battery tray, and I'm going to see if this thing will fit. As you can see, the battery fits in there perfectly. No room to spare. Let's see. Wiggle. Nope. Nope. That battery is not going anywhere. I did pull the loop part of the straps up a little bit so that I could actually feed the Velcro back through it. You could fit a little bit taller of a battery, but honestly, I don't think you'd need to. I think that's like the perfect size. It does have this little cutout right here for maybe the servo. The servo, which will hit your battery wires. Interesting. I tried flipping the battery around, having the wires come out here, but the problem with that was the balance lead was hitting this foam block, and so it didn't have anywhere to go. I guess I could... I'm not going to do this, but... because I'm going to get a different battery for this truck that actually has an XT60 connector. Pardon me. You could cut this little bit of plastic back right here. 1, 2. And then put it this way. And put the balance lead like in this gap right here. But if I do that, I'll do that with a different battery because, as I said, I'm getting an XT60 connector battery for this truck. So that's what it comes with. And I don't have but 3 4S batteries, and so I don't feel like damaging them. Yeah, you can see it's just digging into the foam, but if you cut the battery and go right here just fine. And then you'd have a cutout for your motor wires right here beside the center diff and the battery block. So, whoops. Yeah, that's why you don't use XT60 and EC5, because they don't slip in and have very good connection. But they do connect. Anyway, oh, right. If y'all want to know where to get these tools, because I know that some of y'all eyed them, that is a Harbor Freight purchase. As for how much they cost, I cannot remember off the top of my head, but it comes with a full set of ball end and then regular Allen wrench end on the other side. American and metric, going from metric 1.5 millimeter to 10 millimeter, 1.5 to 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, 5, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 5, 6, 8, 10. And then on the American side, we have 1/16 to 3/8 with 1/16, 5/64, 3/32, 1/8, 5/32, 3/16, 7/32, 5/16, and 3/8. These are super handy to have around. I highly encourage you to get some if you do any working on RCs at all. These are super handy, and honestly, you can get a set of these for less than you can get a set of like MIP hand wrenches. Only difference is you can't stick these in your drill. But let's be honest, we need a good set of hand tools anyway, so it doesn't really matter that you can't stick them in the drill. I'm going to get this vehicle stickered up and put on the shelf. And anyway, this has been my overview, unboxing of the Redcat Valkyrie MT4S. See you in the next video.